Hi, fourth grade. I'm back for week 8 of our remote learning, and I'm going to be beginning with your next math lesson. So I want you to have lesson 4, module 2, lesson 4 in front of you, and it starts on page 43, so that way you can follow along while I teach this to you. And then you will have homework to do at the end. You'll have your black and white worksheet to do. Plus, you will also be doing the review, module 2 review as well. So you'll have 2 worksheets that you will need to complete and return to me at the end, by the end of the week for this week for module 2. So apply the perimeter formula for rectangles in front of you, lesson 4, page 43, and I'm going to get my my document camera all set up and ready to go to record the book. Okay, so page 43, this is lesson 4. Apply the perimeter formula for rectangles. And we have a vocabulary word here immediately that says a formula is a group of mathematical symbols that express a relationship or a way to solve a problem. So when you're done, you're going to be able to apply the perimeter formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle. And we know that in order to find the perimeter, you're going to add up all the sides. So the perimeter equals the length plus the width plus the length plus the width. So I just wanted to refresh your memory on that. I'm pretty sure you did that back in 3rd grade, but we're going to be doing a whole lesson on it here in 4th. Tom and Mary drew plans for a rectangular dog park in their neighborhood. How many meters of fencing would they need to go around the dog park? So the formula below can be found to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So the perimeter is just what would you do around the outside. They're going to put a fence up. So they need to go all the way around the outside of something. Okay? So L is your length and W is your width. And you have to add up all the sides. Because this is a rectangle, I know that my opposite sides are the same length. So if this side is 7 meters, then this side must be 7 meters. If this side is 9 meters, then the opposite side must be 9 meters as well. So the length is how long it is, right? Up and down. So that would be 9 meters. And the W for width is how it is across. So it is 7 meters wide. So length plus width plus length plus width. So we're going to do 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7. Right? 9 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7. We're going to add up all the sides around our rectangle. So to calculate the value of P, I'm going to add all of these together. The value of P is perimeter. So 9 plus 7 equals 16. And then I have another 9 plus 7, which equals 16. So then I've got 16 plus 16. 6 plus 6 is 12. I regroup my 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So the value of P is 32. So to solve the problem, Tom and Mary need 32 meters of fencing around their dog park, to put around the dog park. Okay? So perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. You're adding up all the sides all the way around something. Page 44. We'll let it get a little clearer. Sandy wants to put a rectangular bench by the fountain. She wants the length to be 3 times the width. What is the perimeter of the bench top? Well, we doesn't tell us what the length is. We just know she wants it to be 3 times the width. So if we know that the width is 18, it needs to be 18 times 3, right? So how do we figure that out? Well, we know the width of the bench is 18 inches. We know the length is going to be 3 times the width, right, to figure this part out. So that would be 3 times 18. Well, what is 3 times 18? Well, let's break this up. We haven't done 2-digit by 1-digit multiplication yet. This is one thing that I'm not a fan of with this book, but we're going to jump right in and figure it out. I'm going to take my 18 and I'm going to expand it. Remember when we figured out expanded form, right? I'm going to expand this number. Well, now I can do 10 times 3, and I'm going to eventually add that to 8 times 3. That's how I can do my 18 times 3. I can expand this number out. So 10 times 3 equals 30. 8 times 3 equals 24. So 30 plus 24 equals 54. So I know my length in inches is 54 inches. So now can I solve for my perimeter? I can. I know this is my width and this is my length. So it's 54 plus 18 plus 54 plus 18. So I'm going to add my 54 plus my 18 first. 54 plus 18. 8 plus 4 equals 12. Regroup my 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So I know I have each one of these, right, is 72. 54 plus 18 and 54 plus 18. So now I could add 72 plus 72. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 7 plus 7 equals 14. So the perimeter of the bench top is 144, and our label is inches. I-N. So that's how we solve for perimeter. Length plus width plus length plus width. So let's check for the understanding. Eric wants to buy a string of lights to go around his window. His window has a width of 4 feet and a length that is 2 feet longer than the width. So I know that the width is 4 feet, but the length is 2 feet longer. So I need to add 4 plus 2. What is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is 6 feet. So how many feet of light should Eric buy? Well, we will add our length plus our width plus our length plus our width. So 6 plus 4 is 10, plus our 6 plus 4, which is another 10. So 10 plus 10 equals 20, and our label is feet. So make sure you're reading that super carefully. The length was not 2 feet. The length was 2 feet longer than the width. So make sure you're being very careful and you're paying very close attention to the information that's being given to you. A fence can prevent animals from eating the vegetable garden. What is the least amount of fencing needed to surround the garden? Well, the least amount is going to be whatever we can put directly around this garden. We know that it is 7 meters by 4 meters. So our length plus our width plus our length plus our width. 7 plus 4 equals 11. So I'm going to have 11 plus 11, which equals 22. And my label is M for meters. All right, now we're going to be to the on your own section. Remember, you can pause your video here and do this independently and then come back to the video to check your answers and to see where you might have made a mistake or where you didn't make a mistake and how you did well or how well you did. Okay? So you can either pause the video right here and do this independently, or just stay right here with me. So number 3, the new state park will have a rectangular shape with a width of 6 miles, a length of 6 miles and a width of 3 miles. What is the perimeter of the park? So I've got my park. Whoops, I did it backwards. Sorry. My length, I got to draw my picture correctly. My length is 6 miles. And my width is 3 miles. So sorry, you couldn't see my bad drawing anyway. Sorry about that. So perimeter, the formula is length plus width plus length plus width. 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3. 6 plus 3, 9. 6 plus 3, 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. And our label is miles. Now this one we can't abbreviate, because if you just did an M, that would be meters. And meters and miles are two completely different things. So you've got to make sure that you're using the correct abbreviation. This one does not have an abbreviation. We're just going to write out the word miles. Number 4, Zach is training to run a marathon. His practice route is the shape of a square that is 8 kilometers in one direction. How far does Zach run in his practice route? Now, this only gave us one length, right? But the other piece of information it gave us is it was in the shape of a square. What do we know about a square? A square is the same length and the same width. It's the same distance all the way around. So I'm going to have 8 kilometers on one side and 8 kilometers on the other. So it's going to be 8 all the way around. So this would be 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, right? Length plus width plus length plus width. A square is going to be all of them, or all of them would be the same number for a square. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 16. I'll do that over here. 6 plus 6 is 12. Regroup the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So it would be 32 kilometers. And the abbreviation for kilometers is km. Or you could have wrote out kilometers. That's fine. Just have to make sure you have your label. So remember, a square is going to have the same number all the way around. Number 5. Ashley wants to build a new rectangular pen. So this is rectangle for her pet rabbit. She knows the perimeter will be, so she already knows the perimeter. The perimeter will be 40 feet. She also knows that the length can only be 12 feet. What is the width of her new rabbit pen? We don't know the width. We're going to put a W there because we don't know. So we know that length plus width plus length plus width equals our perimeter. How am I going to figure this one out? Well, I do have some numbers here. What happens when I add 12 plus 12? Well, 12 plus 12 is 24. So 24 plus W equals 40. So I already know 2 of the sides. And I know 2 of those sides are going to be close, right? Or are going to be part of this 40. So I'm going to subtract for this one. I'm going to do 40 minus 24. 10 minus 4, 6. 3 minus, so we have 16. So now I have 2 W's. I have a W plus a W equals 16 because that's what's left. Well, if I think about it, I need to have the same number plus the same number that equals 16. Well, what number plus itself is going to equal 16? I hope you're thinking 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. So our width equals 8, right? Each one of these W's is going to be an 8. So my width equals 8 what? Feet. My width is 8 feet. So that had a lot of extra steps because it gave us the total and it only gave us one side. So we had to do some figuring out how much was the one side added together. So that would give us two sides, which is 24. Take that number and subtract it from 40 because we know this much of the pen that she's going to need. And then this gives us 2 W's left for her pen and 16. These 2 W's need to equal 16. So we split it in half and we've got 8 and 8. So 8 feet. Number 6. The dimensions for a new wildflower garden are shown. A rope will be placed around the perimeter of the rectangular garden until the seeds have sprouted and bloomed. What is the least amount of rope needed to go around the perimeter of the garden? Well, we just need to figure out the perimeter, right? I've got length and width, so 12 plus 11 plus 12 plus 11. Well, what's 12 plus 11? 2 plus 1 is 3, 1 plus 1 is 2. So I have 23 plus 23. 23 plus 23. 3 plus 3 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. So I have 46 what? 46 feet. Okay. Attend to precision. Find the perimeter of a rectangle, so we know it's a rectangle. If the width is 10 inches and the length is 2 times the width. So we know this is 10. This is 2 times that. What is 2 times 10? 2, oops. Can you see that okay? Sorry about that. 2 times 10 is 20. So the length must be 20 inches. So we have 20 plus 10 plus 20 plus 10. 20 plus 10 is 30. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 30 equals 60. And my label is inches. So remember, they may not give you the exact numbers. They may give you something that's like 2 times the width. So you're going to have to figure out, okay, I know my width. What is that times 2? And that's going to give you your other side. And the last page, number 8. Sorry, gotta get my, there we go, that's better. Carson is trying out for the football team. He practices drills in a small rectangular field that is 10 yards wide and 11 yards long. What is the perimeter of the field that Carson practices on? 11 plus 10 plus 11 plus 10. 11 plus 10 is 21. 21. So 21 plus 21 equals 42 yards, and YDS would be yards. Number 9. The school wants to build a small dance floor in the auditorium. The perimeter of the new dance floor is 44 yards, so they're already giving us the perimeter. Okay, so we already know perimeter equals 44 yards. The length can only be 12 yards. So this side, the length will be 12 yards, and we don't know the width. What is the width of the new dance floor? Write an equation and show how you solve the problem. Well, remember the one we did before, right? This one we did before where we did not know the width. Okay? So let's write our equation the way we would normally write it, right? We know the length. So we know 12 plus, we don't know the width, W, plus 12 plus W. and it all equals 44. Okay? So the first step that I need to do is add the two numbers that I have on the left side. 12 plus 12 equals 24. So now I have 24 plus W equals 44. So because I already know this much of my floor and I know this is the total, I can subtract these two. So I can figure out what these two need to add up to equal. So 44 minus 24. 4 minus 4 is 0. 4 minus 2 is 20. So W plus W equals 20. My width plus my width equals 20. So if both of these sides added up together equal 20, what would one side be? Well, what is half of 20? Or what two numbers added together, they'd have to be the same, equal 20. Well, I know that 10 plus 10 equals 20, right? I know that. I can do that in my head. So that must mean that the width equals 10 yards. Because just one of these is what I'm looking for. And I know that 10 plus 10 equals 20. So that one just takes a little more steps to solve. Number 10. The dimensions for Diane's rectangular vegetable garden are shown. So they're 9 feet by 6 feet. She wants to put a border around the garden. How many feet of border does Diane need? Well, our length plus our width, 6 plus 9 plus 6 plus 9. What is 6 plus 9? I hope you said 15. Plus 15. 15 plus 15. 5 plus 5 is 10. Or group my 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have 30, and our label is feet. So she needs 30 feet to put the border around her garden. All right, and our last one, number 11. Find the perimeter of a rectangle. If the width is 6 centimeters and the length is 5 centimeters longer than the width. So my rectangle, my width is 6 centimeters. My length is 5 centimeters longer than my width. So what do I need to do to figure out my length? I hope you're thinking I need to add because it's 5 centimeters longer. So 6 plus 5 is 11. So now I can do the work. 11 plus 6 plus 11 plus 6. 11 plus 6 is 17. And 17 plus 17. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have 34, and we want centimeters. So cm. Okay? So you are going to need to complete lesson, it's module 2, lesson 4. So 2.4, the black and white worksheet, and you must complete this module 2 review worksheet as well, the front and the back, and return it to me at school. Okay? So this is all based on everything we've done so far. Adding, subtracting, some estimating when we add and subtract. So you have to estimate first and then do your work. You've got some vocabulary you need to add in here, and some word problems. And then also a couple of these last 3 are perimeter problems. So 12, 13, and 14 are all perimeter. And these are adding or subtracting. Okay? So please complete lesson 2.4 homework, the black and white worksheet, and this module 2 review worksheet. I will also be putting up some review work that I want you to do on Ed Your Friend in Learning. So because there is not a second video, so I want you to do that Ed Your Friend in Learning work just to make sure that you are ready to go to move on to the next module, Module 3. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great week. Don't forget, if you have any questions, to reach out to me. I also will be online I'm always online for 4th grade on Tuesdays from 3:15 to 3:45 for any questions that you have that you want to bring to me, so that way I can help you figure things out. Okay, that's when my office hours are for 4th grade. But I can also meet with you at another time if that's not convenient for you. All righty, I will see you soon. Bye.